Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by. Good to be with you. Glad you could be there. I'm more happier to be here than you are, perhaps.
It's Friday.
It is. It's good. All good, for sure. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you were driving down the highway and fumbling with your radio, and you came across the show, hold on for a minute before you punch us out of there and go to ESPN or something. You never know. We might talk about something that would be of interest to you. Could make a difference in your life. You never know. Thousands of other people listen to the show every day. Yeah. Join the conversation. We love it when you call, too, by the way, and connect to us. There are more ways to connect to this show than I have sense. The only thing we don't use are smoke signals and carrier pigeons. Everything else we got covered. Yeah. Phones, we got analog, digital. Yeah, Gary will explain all that in a moment. And Jason Bell is my guest in this first portion of the show. We'll talk to Jason. He's been on before. I think he has some ideas about energy and whatnot. Oh, that's always a nice topic. We'll see what's on his mind. And we really do enjoy it when you connect. And that's what the show's about. It's about a conversation. It's about a dialogue. It's about trying to understand health, wellness, and well-being from different points of view, and to be, remain open-minded and to look at the evidence. This is an evidence-based show if you're new to Let's Talk Nutrition. And we're coast to coast, including Hawaii, and we're global. For some reason, I don't know why we're not making it into Antarctica or South America. Those two continents we can't seem to break into. The other five we're into. Hot and cold, right? South America, Antarctica. I'm surprised about South America. I would, because I know a lot, natural products industry, a lot of people in South America getting supplements into South America. I know some of those people. So they're dialed into it down there. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But please join the conversation. Connect. And here's how you can do it.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255, 877-897-8255, or globally at 813-636-8255. Don't forget, you can email Dr. Garko at drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at LTN Radio or Let's Talk Nutrition. And you look good today. I like the white shirt.
Like the white? You like that?
I like the white shirt because it makes it more lively in here.
Yeah.
I like when you wear colors.
Yeah, I know. I wear too much black. Most of us get up every day. You know, you put your feet on the floor and you set about to start your day and live your life. And depending on where you live, I used to live in Los Angeles area. I lived in Pasadena. You were very mindful of the air pollution because they would give you the reports. They give you the air pollution readings for the day and this and that. It was on everybody's mind. I mean, but even then, people get up and they're not thinking about pollution. They're not thinking about the pollution in the traffic as they're sitting there. They're not thinking about, they're just not unless they live, like in China, where they have giant billboards now with the sun rising because people can't see the sun. I'm not kidding. We'll find you that photograph. There is a giant billboard of a sunrise, to remind people that there is one because they haven't seen it for a while. When you live in that kind of environment, pollution is certainly on your mind. People walking around with masks. Well, and the other point related to this is people get sick and oftentimes don't know why. Was it in the family? Didn't have this disease and it's not in our lineage. It's not in our genetic, makeup. In terms of the family, where did how did I get this disease, you might ask? Oftentimes it is environmental. Well, there's a story that's trending about a study. They're tying kidney disease to air pollution. Now, there have been previous studies that have made that link, where high levels of fine particulate matter, it's known as PM 2.5, that's what they call it. It's been tied to cardiovascular disease and stroke. This new study was published in the Journal of American Society of Nephrology. They followed 2,482,737 veterans. Gary is showing, people think I make these things up. I don't make it up. He's showing the photograph that I was referring to in China, where they have a giant billboard of a sunrise or a sunset. People walking. Look at that level of pollution, Gary.
Well, that photo is probably about 300 feet away from that sign, and the pollution is so bad, everything's disrupted.
You can hardly see the background from the what's on behind that sign. It looks like there's smokestacks or something, or buildings. If you're watching the show, you see what we're talking about. It's just dreadful what we're doing to the planet. But in this study, they had a large sample, and it was a longitudinal study. They followed these veterans, these 2 million, almost 2,500,000 veterans, for 8 years. 8.5. The Department of Veteran Affairs database includes information on glomerular filtration rate, GFR, which is a measure of kidney function. Some of you may be familiar with that. Your doctor may have spoken to you about that. In the study, the lead author, a Dr. Ali, said, quote, even levels below the limits set by the Environmental Protection Agency were harmful to the kidneys. This suggests that there is no safe level of air pollution, close quote. In case you're wondering who Dr. Ali is, he's Director of Clinical Epidemiology at the VA St. Louis Healthcare System. I mean, this notion of particulate pollution involves, it's a complex mixture of these very small particles that include soot, dirt, smoke, liquid droplets, and it's found in the air. Now, if you go to the EPA, I know some people don't like the federal government, whatever. But if you go to the EPA website, there's a lot of information on pollution, air pollution. And it leads you to other places. The literature is disturbing. And people are walking around, living their life, not realizing what exposure, what risk they're exposed to from the air. It's already known. They said in this one CBS report that inhaling this particulate pollution affects your heart and lungs. We know this. And we know that most cancers are caused environmentally. We know there's so much we know about a toxic and polluted environment and how it has an impact on our health. And the planet got this way in the name of progress. Right? Then we may have taken a bunch of steps forward, but boy, we took a bunch of steps backward as well. Let's talk nutrition coast to coast and globally.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. I was just reporting on a study, making a connection. It's not the literature. There's limited data on the connection between air pollution and kidney disease. It's not as that research is not as robust as the connection between kidney air pollution and heart disease and stroke. So this adds to that line of research. And it's just astounding to me that this goes on and I report on it to raise our consciousness and awareness. You say, well, what can we do about that? You know, it's not in our bandwidth. How do you keep remembering all these things, and what can I do about it anyway? And well, there's plenty we can do, and that's why we keep reporting on it. Got to raise our consciousness. You got to let them know, those that are polluting the planet, that not acceptable. 877-897-8255. Give us a call. My guest is Jason Bell. Jason's been on my show before, and we can welcome him back. Jason, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition.
Hello there. Good to be back on.
Yeah. What part of the country do you live in?
Toronto.
What's it like up there? What's the pollution in Canada like, or generally? But I've been to Toronto. Do you have air pollution issues in Toronto?
No, it's very clear. I mean, there are, it's a big city. There's in the Greater Toronto area there, it's 13.5 million people. But the good thing about Canada is that the rest of the country is fairly unpopulated, so the pollution's extremely low compared to. I mean, I saw those pictures that you were putting up of China, and it's pretty amazing to see that. But yeah, I mean, in general, there's very low pollution here.
Yeah. I lived in Pasadena, and it's surrounded by the Altadena Mountains, and it's like a bowl. Man, the pollution would just drop in there. It was tough, and it does affect your health.
Absolutely.
No question about it. But, report on it. We'll talk. I keep doing that. I'll pick that story up in the second hour. I was looking at your notes that you sent, and your notes reminded me, I've done this theme on the show, the theme of TATT. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
Tired all the time. And
yeah.
That TATT, when it first appeared in the literature, it was just a slight reference. But it became so prevalent, people complaining about energy levels, that it's become accepted like a condition. Can't make that up. TATT, tired all the time. That's a question I get often. What can I do to boost energy levels? Especially people that like to work out. They want to know how to boost energy levels, or people who take that 3 o'clock in the afternoon slump, right? So we're looking always to talk about that and how people can do things that with minimal side effects that can boost their energy. So your notes seem to reflect that theme. I don't know if that's what you had on your mind, but that's what I interpreted them to mean.
Absolutely. The things you mentioned about pollution and about being tired all the time, those lead right into what people are concerned about the most. And there's so many different ways that you can address it. But I mean, I think the key thing to understand is that there's two key factors. One is your adrenal system, and the other one is the antioxidant system. And both of them, whether it's pollution or whether it's the way you live your life, the pace of which you live your life, the amount you work out, all of those things increase the amount of stress on your body one way or the other, and we have to combat that.
Mm-hmm. Give the listener and the viewer a little idea of for whom you work and what you do.
I work for Healthy Body Services, and we have a number of brands. The last time I was on the show, I was speaking about the Allmax brand, which is absolutely our largest brand. But one of the other brands is Novaform. It's newer, but it is full of all-natural products. So the whole concept behind Novaform is to provide the most natural, the most organic possible, the most sweetener-free type of products that provide healthy benefits that, as you mentioned, this is an evidence-based show, and we have evidence-based products. We include what we call efficacious amounts that are based on research.
Mm-hmm. And this particular product that boosts energy levels, we'll talk about that, and does the other things that you alluded to. What's the exact title on the bottle so people would know, or package, whatever?
It's Pre-Charge.
Pre-Charge.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, you're alluding to what there?
So one of the main reasons people will take this is prior to working out. Working out is one of the things that does produce stress on your body, on the antioxidant system within your body, and so providing these types of antioxidants and the energy ingredients that are in here helps somebody get in the zone and work out better, but also helps protect against the antioxidants that are produced while you're working out hard.
Mm-hmm. Given what you just said, would this product be applicable or useful for people who may not be into working out? They're just not that motivated. They may once in a while this and that. Would this product be appropriate for them?
That's a great question, and absolutely yes.
Okay, when we come back, we'll talk about that. Who knows? It may give you enough energy so you become interested. One of the things I've learned over the years, one of the biggest demotivators, if you will, for people being physically active or otherwise leading a sedentary life, they're sedentary, is that they don't have enough energy. They get home from work, and the last thing they want to do is change into gym gear and go to the gym for an hour or so. Maybe this would help. LTN, Coast to Coast.
The perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Fatigue makes fools of us all. It robs you of your skills and your judgment, and it blinds you to creative solutions, close quote. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. That's a quote from Harvey Mackay. I'm reminded of my cross-country coach when I was in high school, former Marine drill instructor, and not to his face, but the boys used to call him Stinky Davis. He used to have a little cigar hanging out the side of his mouth. I mean, he was stepped out of Central Casting, and he would always tell us that. Not that quote, but the idea of fatigue, lack of, it just turns you into a coward, he said. For most of us, fatigue is not that serious here. We're not in battle, but it certainly disrupts and undermines quality of life. As we're talking about energy today, and Jason Bell is my guest. Jason, welcome back. I mean, that's sort of a very serious way to think about fatigue, but nevertheless, it turns out that fatigue is a frequent complaint of people all day long. They're complaining about it. So this product, this Pre-Charge, is called Pre-Charge.
That's right.
And fundamentally, what the ingredients in there are what?
It's got a full-spectrum grape extract from the Bordeaux region of France. It has green tea, Yerba mate, which is another form of green tea, matcha, which is the type of green tea from Japan. It's got beetroot. It has ginseng, CoQ10, natural caffeine, both vitamins B12 and B6, as you know, very important in releasing energy from cells, and cordyceps.
Cordyceps, the mushrooms.
Right.
That's interesting. Why did you put that in there?
Cordyceps are exceptional for, mushrooms in general are great for the immune system. Cordyceps specifically are great for energy and especially endurance. They work as a type of an adaptogen like some of the other ingredients in here like schizandra and rhodiola. So that's the reason we put it in there. It's a common inclusion. It's been studied in a lot of, specifically endurance type studies.
I noticed on the front of on the label, you make a point to tell the consumer about beet extract. It's printed in red.
Right.
What's the deal on beet extract?
Beet is amazing for the circulatory system. As you know, delivering oxygen to cells and removing the CO2, the waste product from cells, is critical for making sure you have enough energy. Beetroots specifically are great at expanding the venous system, the arteries, and making sure that they're relaxed enough to deliver a large amount of blood flow. So the key thing there is it improves your circulatory system, and what ends up happening from a research standpoint is you end up with greater endurance as well, because you have a greater efficiency at how you deliver the oxygen to cells and how you remove the waste product from cells.
Is this product? Does this product? Is it a vasodilator? Does it open up the arteries?
Yes, that's the idea behind both two things: the beetroot and the full spectrum grape extract. Both of those are very good at relaxing the veins. One of the things that happens with a lot of stress is you get vasoconstriction. When you get that, the arteries tighten up and there's less blood flow.
877-897-8255. Give us a call. This is an interesting product. Some of these so-called energy drinks that are out there are bad news, okay? I'm talking about the ready-to-drinks, the RTDs. You're familiar with those, right?
Absolutely.
I'm not mentioning any brands because we don't want the lawyers make enough money. We don't need to be sued. Some of those RTDs are bad news, and youngsters are consuming them. Kids in high school that play athletics and whatnot. I wouldn't be surprised if kids in grade school are sneaking these drinks because they jack. The language on the street. They jack you, right? You get some of these other products too. So-called energy boosting products. You get like tremors and you shake and whatnot.
Right.
As I look at the ingredients in here, I don't see that so much as a possibility with Precharge.
No, absolutely not. So one of the key things in most energy drinks is an extremely high level of caffeine, and it's typically synthetic caffeine. This product has a very low amount of caffeine, less than a cup of coffee, and the caffeine source comes from natural caffeine. The other thing that we've done with this product is, as I mentioned before, there's adaptogens. So you have rhodiola, you have ginseng, you have schizandra. All of those are very good at helping to protect and alleviate the adrenal glands. And as you know, when you have large amounts of caffeine, such as in these energy drinks that you're speaking of, you end up overtaxing the adrenal glands. And this is one of the primary reasons for fatigue. We live in a very fast-paced society, so what you have is people who are constantly overdosing with huge amounts of caffeine coming from potentially synthetic sources, and the adrenal glands literally get overworked. So what we've included in here are things like the schizandra extract, the pine bark extract, and a number of other ingredients, American ginseng, all of which act as tonics on the adrenal glands to alleviate the stress on them.
Mm-hmm.
Doc, do you know in survivor school in the Army they teach you to make a tea out of pine bark because of the energy in it?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, native people native to the Amazon and other parts of the world know about how to use the plants to boost energy. I mean, the warriors. I mean, I could tell wonderful stories to tell about that. I don't want to get off track, but the point is that this whole idea of boosting energy levels, now we have science to help with that. This goes back. This has been part of the human condition since the human condition was a condition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
No matter what age, meaning what part of history, that notion of having energy and feeling better with energy. Listen, there's a reason why all these illicit, illegal drugs that do that are so, they're around for a reason. But I'm just saying there are far better options, far better. And this Nova Form, I guess your relationship, you represent Nova Form, correct?
That's correct.
Right. And when you're on the show, you're educating for them. You're trying to educate the consumer.
That's right.
We come back. Maybe you can talk about how to take it's in a powdered form, I presume, and we'll talk about that. I'm always looking for products such as this to share with the audience because this is one of the biggest theme requests I get. How can I boost my energy levels? I'm tired of being tired all the time. TATT. That's TATT's coast to coast and around the world. So are we.
Don't be stressed.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Fatigue. Well, as it turns out, pardon me, as it turns out, fatigue is really a person's subjective feeling of tiredness, right? Doctor can't. It's a symptom, a sign you can measure. A symptom is subjective. All right, pain, that's subjective. Fatigue is, but nevertheless, fatigue is real, and it's an absence of energy, otherwise not feeling physically, mentally, or emotionally energetic. Terms such as tiredness, fatigue, lack of energy are often used interchangeably. And it's a common complaint everywhere on the planet, no matter where. People complain about being tired, and for a lot of different reasons. I guess it's Jason, and we've been talking about this product called Precharge. It's an easy-to-mix powdered drink. And what do you mix it with, Jason? I'm presuming water, for example, right?
Absolutely. I love it with just water and a little bit of ice. You know, you mentioned something earlier, you know, it doesn't necessarily just have to be a pre-workout product. This is something that a lot of people like to take in place of their coffee or their tea because it provides some great antioxidants, which, as you know, are great for anti-aging, and you know, gives you a lift at the same time. So you're not eliminating all caffeine. You're getting it from a natural source in this case, and it's just a great way to have something that's very tasty, has 100% natural sweeteners, natural flavor, and it fits into your day.
Sounds good. As Jason pointed out earlier, it has dark red pigment antioxidants in the product. From beet extract, there's a trademark. It's called Ultravin Full Spectrum Grape Extract. It has pine bark extract. It has pure matcha green tea, CoQ10, and there's something else in there. It's, there's more, but you get the point here. So it's a pre-charge, meaning usually for before workout, but pre-charge could mean, before you hit bottom and have no energy left. How about that?
Right, exactly.
So you could put this in your desk at work, keep it in your bag. If you're a student going to school, go to the cafeteria, mix it with some water, get some ice. Before you hit that class in chemistry, you need to light up your brain a little bit, right? I'm a big fan of caffeine in moderation. As a matter of fact, Jason, most people get most of their antioxidants from coffee.
That's right, but it's a single source. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah, and people say, you're making stuff up. No, man, I don't have to make it up. Life is unusual enough on its own.
That's right.
So, what flavors does it come in?
This one comes in one single flavor. It's called Exotic Fruit Punch. It has a nice combination. It reminds me of like a type of an iced tea. It's a fruit punch, but it has a bit of a tea flavor to it. It is really delicious, and it has a combination of stevia extract for the sweetener and what's called lo hang guo, which is another type of a sweetener, which is 100% natural.
Yeah.
It just has a really nice full flavor to it, and like I said, on a hot day with a little bit of ice, it's just like a nice tea.
Yeah. The only problem is I don't have any here in studio.
I got to send you some.
Yeah. Don't hang up at the end of your time with me today, and we'll chat for a second.
Definitely.
99% of the time, I usually get a chance to take the product before I talk about it. I'm intrigued because I'm back in the gym now after 11 months, and yesterday was my third day back, and today will be my fourth. And I got body fatigue everywhere today.
He came in. He's like, "Okay, I'm sore now. I'm sore."
I'm like late onset muscle soreness.
I do. This is the first time in 40 years I've been off this long. I've always been in shape.
You're a very fit guy. We met a few times, and I've been impressed by how good a shape you're in. You're holding a lot of muscle.
Yeah, well, when I got sick, then knocked me out for 11 months. But we're back, and it felt good to be back in the gym. But I usually take a pre-workout drink. I've been looking. One I used for years, but this sounds something that I would be interested in doing and taking.
Yeah, well, what I like about this is that it delivers a bunch of really, really good antioxidants and good fruit extracts that we know people aren't getting enough of in something that tastes good, so you're not going to not want to take it. You're going to look forward to taking it, and it's kind of like sliding in all these exceptional extracts that are extremely good for you.
You even have some B vitamins in there. You have some B12 in there, don't you?
That's right. So you get 110% of your daily required B12, and in a very, very highly bioavailable form called methylcobalamin. Most B12s out there are cyanocobalamin. Methylcobalamin is the biologically active form of B12.
This is an all-natural, I'll just call it an energy drink. It's an all-natural energy drink. It'll boost your mood, boost your physical performance. You'll feel better. According to Jay, I haven't tasted it yet. I will. It tastes amazing. Nice flavor to it. Sweetened naturally. It's not jacked with sugar, not jacked with artificial caffeine sources. There is caffeine in the product, so if you're not a caffeine fan, then you move on. I happen to like caffeine. I don't overdo it. I just think I could sit here for a long time and tell you one study after another where caffeine has medicinal properties. But taking in excess, not a good idea either. So how do you spend your day, man? You just tool around Toronto in a nice sports car?
Jeep, actually. I'm a Jeep guy.
Oh, you're a Jeep guy.
Okay, see, now we need to talk.
Nah,
Yeah. I just got some new crazy lights on the front of it that I'm pretty impressed with. But, I love the Jeep. I've always had one, and I think it's great.
Are you a YJ, TJ, Cherokee?
It's a four-door Rubicon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You know, that Rubicon has the same transmission as the Hummer did.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, see, these boys know about cars.
I'm building one right now. Doc knows
Very
what I'm
cool.
building.
Do you go into stores and talk to the owners, and is that how you do it, or what are you doing?
Every chance I get, I go into stores locally when I'm traveling. When I was in your area, I went to all the vitamin discount centers, went to every store, toured around, talked to all the good folks there, and I always make sure that I try to deliver as much information as I can on our product.
Well,
Lottie says hello, by the way.
well,
Oh, hello.
If you ever come into Tampa, please let us know in advance when we'll get the scheduling department to get you on, and so you can come in studio. We stream, and we're coast to coast. We stream, but we're global on 5 continents. About 30,000 people a day hit that stream, so we'll make you a movie star, brother.
Good show.
All right.
Good. I'll have to do it.
Pre-charge, Nova Form. I can't wait to get my mitts on some. Don't hang up the phone, Jason. Stay with me, and I'll talk with you off air. You can find Pre-charge and find health stores throughout the United States. I'm sure if they don't have it, make them aware. Nova Form. You can go to novaform.net. I can see here, novaform.net, novaform.com. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by today. Great to be with you. We're toward the end of the week. We're not at the end of our rope, as I often say. Far from that. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a good week or headed into the weekend. And I'll try to give you some friendly reminders as, don't drop your good habits. Pardon me. Over the weekend, don't do that.
You don't want to cheat on the weekend.
No cheating.
It's funny because when we went to Baltimore, we didn't cheat.
Nope.
And matter of fact, we were going over what we ate over the weekend yesterday.
Yeah.
And we actually ate pretty well.
Yeah. No cheating. I don't do that. You didn't see me cheat, did you?
No.
Nope. It's a big deal.
It was tempting. Oh, there was so much temptation there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. But you have to figure out when you're out of town where the good restaurants, we can get a good meal. And we did all right. So it's always on our mind. Conscious living, conscious eating. Keeping that idea in the forefront of your thoughts day in and day out. We're here to remind gently and to encourage and to educate and empower people to take charge of their health. If you're new to Let's Talk Nutrition, it's health talk radio for the 21st century for a lot of different reasons. The technology is one reason. We're a terrestrial radio show. We're in close to 60 markets across the U.S., including Hawaii, but we're also digital. And we're on platforms where people hang out and do their thing. Gary's going to tell you about that.
You can go to Facebook and follow us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, where we stream the broadcast live. You can also go to Twitter on LTN Radio. And if you want to talk to Dr. Garko personally, email him at drgarko@letstalknutrition.com.
Mm-hmm. And we have an app that's very easy to use. They can dial into the show that way. You can buy supplements there with a discount by the mention of my last name, Garko, Garko, self-explanatory when you go there. And you can see previously aired shows as well. So it's all good. Just 3 little buttons. It works great. Let's Talk Nutrition app, and we're connected to social media. Earlier in the show, I was reporting on a study, can't make it up, about air pollution being correlated with kidney disease. There is some research on air pollution and cardiovascular disease and stroke, heart disease and stroke. No, that research is there, it's been there for a while. There's a paucity of research, though, on air pollution and kidney disease. This study was a big sample, 2,500,000 veterans. And they were tracked or followed for about 8 years. It was a longitudinal study. Department of Veterans Affairs. They used that database. And it's just, they calculated pollution levels and to an annual increase of 44,793 cases of chronic kidney disease and 2,438 of those cases of end-stage kidney disease requiring dialysis. The lead researcher in this study said the findings suggest, or at least to him, that there are no safe levels of pollution. And most of us get up every day, we're not thinking about pollution, unless you live in a place in the country where there's a lot of pollution and it's on your mind and they're forecasting it in the local weather reports. Or in a country such as India or China, where there's some places in China where, the visibility is not very good for the pollution. And people are walking around wearing masks. But around here, for example, it's pretty nice. The air looks just fine, right? Doesn't smell toxic, doesn't look toxic. Well, Things are not what they seem. And this study is real, the data are real, and it's of concern. And I raise it and I report on it because oftentimes people get sick with one thing or another, whether it's kidney disease, cancer, heart disease, and there's no history of it in their family. They've led a healthy life. They end up with lung cancer, for example. Say, I never smoked. Environmental, most likely. Environmentally caused. When that phrase is used, environmentally caused, you can take that literally, meaning the environment, but oftentimes that's used to mean everything outside of the body when you say it's environmental. So it is of concern here. And the question becomes, what do you do about that? Is there anything you can do to help your body cope with these toxic chemicals? Because we're building up a body burden of these chemicals unbeknownst to us, out of our awareness. Unless you get a blood test or have some testing done, you won't know. The EWG Environmental Working Group, go to ewg.org. There's a lot of information there on the environment, body burden. I've written about it. My articles are floating around in the ether. They're at my website at letstalknutrition.com. I wrote a series on we live in a toxic world. And we do. That's not science fiction, man. It's true. It's solid. The data are profound and fulsome. So we need to protect ourselves in that sense. Turns out that you do have, biologically speaking, systems of elimination and cleansing in your body, your lungs, your blood, your kidneys, and so on. But they're not enough to cope with the burden. In our evolution, we didn't evolve in environments that were this heavily polluted. So we didn't select, the process of selection, we didn't or otherwise evolve to have systems to cope with this level of toxicity and the kinds of chemicals that are in the earth, the water, the food chain, and so on, the soil. And it's to some people, this is a very abstract idea. There's nothing abstract about it, man. Nothing abstract at all. It's very real. Maybe I can get my guest to talk about it because he works for a company. They have some products, some dietary supplement products that can help with your own body systems of elimination and to help detoxify the body. We should hold a contest on how to pronounce his last name. Sigmund is his first name. We call him Ziggy. We're gonna treat him like Cher. One name, Ziggy. And he's with Yerba Prima. We're going to bring him on when we come back from these important messages. And this is this topic, this whole notion of a body burden, a toxic environment, cleansing the body. Now, there is a lot of back and forth and controversy about some of these methods of cleansing and detoxification. Some of that stuff is a bunch of hocus pocus, I can tell you. So you got to be careful. But we always look for the evidence. Show me the data. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. No hocus pocus around here.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Max, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Back, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Ziggy from Yerba Prima is my guest. Ziggy, he's an educator as well, and he does other things for the company, but comes on to the show and he talks to us about Yerba Prima, and I usually implicate him in some of the traffic that we have that's flowing through here. And I've been reporting on this study finding a connection, not the first of its kind, but the research is scarce in this arena. A connection between air pollution and kidney disease. It's a toxic world, for sure. Ziggy, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition.
Thank you for having me, Doc.
Good. we're gonna hold a contest on how to pronounce your last name.
For now on, I would just like to be known as the Ziggy.
Brzostowski.
You got it, my man.
See? Brzostowski. Brzostowski. So, were your parents born in Italy? No. No. Poland. Yeah, I'm half Polish myself, you know.
Yeah, I'm mostly Irish. The Polish name's been handed down from generation to generation.
Yeah, so you're an Irishman with a Polish name.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. That's all good. You heard me talk about this toxic world we live in. You have a product, you have a couple, but there's one called bentonite. Yeah?
Yeah, I was listening to you talk. I mean, for what you're discussing on your show, bentonite is the perfect product to offset some of those toxins you're taking in your system.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about this bentonite product. Some of the listeners and viewers may not be aware. It's a Great Plains bentonite detox. Talk a little bit about it, and I'll chime in. I have some questions and comments about it.
Well, I mean, for your listeners that don't know what bentonite is, it's a natural clay mineral, and it comes from a volcanic origin. And I like to relate bentonite to a magnet. Bentonite just sweeps through your system. It doesn't get absorbed into your system, and it just pulls these toxins out and then eliminates it. So it's a product you can use every day. It's got no taste to it. It's very easy to take. And, as far as the products that we offer, I mean, all the products we have are amazing. Bentonite is the one product of ours that I take every single day.
Really?
Every single day.
Well, it's interesting. The Great Plains bentonite, it's made. I remember one time I joked, and I said, this is a product made from dirt. Volcanic. It's made from volcanic ash.
Correct.
Okay. You didn't like my joke. So the Great Plains bentonite. What's interesting about it, the mechanism of action is brought about by its colloidal structure, and it has charged particles of sodium, calcium, magnesium, and potassium ions, which allow the product to bind with unwanted compounds in the stomach, small intestine, and colon. This is good. And I've used the product. There's no taste to it. It's white. It's sort of like, reminded me of milk and magnesia in a sense, but there's no taste to it at all. It's not digested, and it's not absorbed into the bloodstream. And then these unwanted substances that get bound to the bentonite get what? Excreted from the body. It's a very simple concept here, but very effective. So it's zeroing in on the stomach, small intestine, and your large intestine. So your colon. And you take it every day.
I take it every day. I mean, I'm not the most, I'm not as healthy as you, Doc, that's for sure. So wow. I need all the help I can get.
We all do. The Great Plains bentonite is made with this detoxifying bentonite. It's known as montmorillonite, right? Am I correct about that?
Correct.
Yeah. It's clay. It's a natural clay mineral has its genesis in volcanoes, volcanic origin. It's created, as I said, from volcanic ash deposits. I was right about that. I was joking. I said it's made from dirt. I was trying to make a point. And these deposits are millions of years old, man. So this is kind of interesting. How did humans figure that out to use montmorillonite to do this? I mean, right? I mean, how did they get that in their head? How did they get that creative idea, I wonder,
I've been here 18 years. I asked that exact same question, and I've yet to find an answer.
Yeah, because nobody around from that time when they figured it out. And they didn't write it down and, pass it along. It's amazing what humans can do when they want to. And they figured out that somehow this could detoxify the body.
Yeah, I mean, look, You can buy bentonite in a lot of different forms. You can buy it in a powder form. You can buy it in a capsule form. The reason why our liquid's so successful is the water to bentonite ratio is perfect in it. So we're seeing spas start to buy it to use as clay masks. Obviously, you can ingest it. I mean, there's a lot of good uses for bentonite that it's a simple, cheap, easy, everyday fix to eliminate some of these unwanted toxins that you're putting in your system.
Yeah, and the name Great Plains, of course, we're not talking about Europe. We're talking about the United States. The Great Plains, that's where it's from, where it's derived. And it's made of, bentonite's made of microscopic rectangular clay platelets. It's microscopic. We're showing you a picture or an image of the product. And when it's properly hydrated or otherwise mixed with water, it will form as they were commenting on the Yerba Prima website, a porous honeycomb or house of cards structure with an enormous surface area. And so it can absorb these toxic chemicals in the stomach, small and large intestine. Pretty good. Given the study that came across the transom this morning about yet another consequence of a toxic environment and a toxic world. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
biomonitoring of industrial chemicals in human tissues and fluids. The research has revealed that, according to this one study I had looked at and referenced in one of my articles, that and they said, now I'm quoting, all people, not just those working in or living near major pollution sources, carry a body burden of synthetic chemicals in their blood, fat, mother's milk, semen, urine, and breath, close quote. That was a quote from Thornton et al. And if you read my article entitled "We Live in a Toxic World, Part 2, The Concept of Body Burden," you will find that reference. My guest is Ziggy from Yerba Prima, Ziggy Primi. Got me saying funny things here, Ziggy. The Ziggy, as he wants to be, we'll call him the Ziggy, Mr. Brzostowski. This product, the Great Plains bentonite, would be useful in addressing this body burden, the body burden of toxic chemicals in the stomach, colon, and small intestine. And you take it every day. The price point on it is not bad either, Ziggy. And he fell off the earth. Maybe he fell in one of those volcanoes in which they make the where they get the montmorillonite to make the product. Did I lose him? He's on the phone.
I have a question.
Sure.
And maybe you can help me. I got friends that paint cars.
Ooh.
All right.
Yes. Bad news.
Okay, and I have one who does about 3 cars a day.
Oof. I know they wear masks, but
he gets it on his butt, like the toxic his hands
gets through your tissue. His ears are exposed.
Yes.
Yes, a product such as this would work.
Right.
Would be helpful. They have other, like at Yerba Prima, Gary. They have other detoxifying products too. Painters, house painters, people that paint automobiles. Yeah, there's you look at that, the industrial risk, health risk in those jobs, in those professions, as well as people that work, mechanics that work on brakes.
Oh, with the asbestos, yes.
Changing the brakes are at great risk. Industrial pollution in the workplace is my father.
Well, probably somebody that's got like older pipes and they got the lead pipes. They don't drink it, but they do take showers in it.
Absolutely.
I would think there would be some type of seepage into the skin from taking a shower.
You, Gary, myself, and Ziggy, right now, if we went and got tested, there are chemicals in our body have no business being there, and we're not even aware. The odds are very, very good. Ziggy, you back?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. The phone just absolutely cut out. I couldn't hear you guys.
That's okay. No worries. I'm a fan of the Yerba Prima Great Plains bentonite product, and I like talking about this topic using the concept of body burden. People seem to get it, and body burden means this: the quantity of environmental substances or exogenous substances or metabolites that accumulate inside of a person. And they do accumulate. The body just can't get rid of them. It can't keep up. So we got to help it. How much do you take? Do you take a tablespoon? What do you do?
Yeah, I take a tablespoon in the morning and night. There's studies out there that show a tablespoon worth of bentonite can remove a football field worth of toxins. So as you can see, that's a massive detoxifier that you can just take as simple as putting a tablespoon of bentonite in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, household water, drinking water, the air in the house, dust, treated tap water, and food, these are other sources of these toxins. So I didn't know if you had intention to want to talk about that theme. You may have had something else on your mind. Was there some breaking news or something else you would like to share with the audience?
No, I think you're hitting a really good point with the bentonite. I mean, we were just talking about this at the show, and I'm sorry that I didn't get to see it at the show.
I saw you. Gary and I walked by your booth about a half a dozen times, but you were talking to a bunch of girls, so we didn't want to interrupt.
nonstop meetings, and the ones with the girls are the best ones.
No, you were sitting with clients, man.
And I couldn't believe how busy he was. He had a line.
Yeah, he was sitting there at that table, and every time we walked by, there was something. First, we thought you were playing blackjack. No,
you know a product's good when you have a line for people to sit and talk to a rep.
Yeah, they were.
I can tell. I mean, it's funny that the show is talking about bentonite and detoxification today, because I can tell you right now, one of the big topics at the show is what is going on with bentonite, that it's on fire right now as far as sales go. And bentonite sales with us personally is just through the roof. And I think a lot of that is there's a lot of reports reports coming out about, the toxins in the air and all this stuff and the benefits of bentonite. And like bentonite is really, really huge right now. I mean, it's always been a great product, but I think as people get more educated about what you're putting in your body, what you're breathing in your body, what you're drinking in your body as far as these toxins go, bentonite is just huge right now.
The statistics on the chemicals in the environment. U.S. chemical companies hold licenses to more than 75,000. I don't know the exact number. I know it's more than 75,000 chemicals for commercial use. And the government registers an average of 2,000 new synthesized chemicals every year. I mean, we're awash in chemicals that were not around when we evolved. And our biology is not of a kind to deal with this. There are some in the medical profession that think this is a bunch of baloney. Well, with all due respect, your kidneys, your lungs, your blood, and these other your colon, these systems of elimination that we have are not capable of ridding the body of all these chemicals. And people are getting sick and don't even sometimes know how or why it happened.
Doc, have you ever had a pool?
No.
Ziggy, have you ever had a pool?
I have one right in my backyard.
Okay, every once in a while, about once a week, you got to go out and clean that pool filter.
That's why I don't have one.
Okay. Went with that lawn in that old house, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so from what I understand, if you don't clean the inside of yourself every once in a while, you're going to get clogged up like that pool filter, right?
Not only do you get clogged up, you get diseased. That's not said to instill fear. It's said to get your attention. The environment is one of the major risk factors for these some heart disease, stroke, cancer. You go down that list of chronic diseases. Most of the variance for those diseases is not genetic. It's environmental, outside the body. Body burden. Useful concept. We come back, we'll have the LTN health question of the day, and we'll continue our conversation with the Ziggy.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. Focused on the environment and the toxic world in which we live. And usually we associate it with a big smokestack or, some stack from some industrial plant or another, or a toxic waste dump or whatever, cars, pollution. Well, these chemicals lurk in all places. How about cosmetics? I came across an article in Huffington Post talking about the toxic chemicals in cosmetics. Okay? Europe, they've banned a number of chemicals. The European Union has banned about 1,300 chemicals found in cosmetics. You know how many the FDA has banned? 8. 8. Number 8, according to the article. And they mention a statistic in the article that caught my attention. And I wonder if women can relate to this. Here's the question. On average, how many synthetic chemicals does a woman put on her body? Every single day without her even knowing it. 50 or 15, 50 or 515. How many synthetic chemicals will a woman put on her body daily without her even knowing it? 15, 50, or 515? If you have the right answer, you'll win a $25 supplement gift card. Here's the number to call.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255, 877-897-8255, anywhere in our listening audience.
And some may say, well, this is no big deal. These are just chemicals, and I'm not dead yet. And I've been putting this makeup on and this cream and that lotion on and blah, 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 and using this soap, and I'm just fine. Right now, my guest is Ziggy from Yerba Prima. We're talking about, this toxic world in which we live. And we've been featuring today the Great Plains bentonite product made by Yerba Prima and sold in fine health stores throughout North America. That's a very nice, it's a bentonite detox product, Great Plains of the U.S., made from Montmorillonite, volcanic ash. And very simple concept product. Ziggy, you do it twice a day, morning and night? You take it both in the morning and the evening?
Yeah, I do. You just got to make sure to take it with a lot of water.
Why?
I mean, at the end of the day, it is a clay. You want to make sure you're flushing your system through it, so it's just passing right through your system.
It does not get absorbed into the bloodstream. It just gets passed off as waste. But you must. How much water do you drink with that product?
I mean, as long as you're drinking a glass. I mean, I drink a lot of water anyway, so it's never an issue with me. I mean, obviously, water is good for everyone. You should be drinking a lot of water. So, as long as you're getting enough fluids in your system to flush your system out, that's all you need to do. Okay.
And it's white, it's creamy, it looks a little bit like milk of magnesia. It has no taste, it has no funky texture to it. I've taken the product. Very nice product. Let's see. The question for today is, how many chemicals does a woman expose herself to every day, put on her body from various products, soaps, cosmetics, and whatnot? 5, 50, or 515? 877-897-8255. You have some other products for detoxification as well, yes?
We do. I mean, we have the cleanse, which is a great, all-body cleanse that you can do that's going to take a lot of those toxins out of your system also. But, the skin brush, I think, goes hand in hand with what you're talking today. When you're talking about channels of elimination, your skin is one of your biggest channels of elimination. So, you should really check out the skin brush. That can go hand in hand with the bentonite. And then you can use the bentonite as a topical to draw those toxins right out of your skin.
This is interesting. You brought that up. The brush. I have one that was sent to me from Yerba Prima. the brush is used on dry skin, and it's trying to stimulate the lymphatic system. And you gently brush the skin upward, from your legs up in your back and whatnot. Yes?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I mean, it's a fantastic product. What I'll do for whoever wins your question of the day, I'll throw in a brush and bentonite with that. So if Gary just wants to email me over the info, I'll make sure your caller gets that.
Okay, so there you go. If you get the right answer, not only will you win a $25 supplement gift card, but Ziggy will send you a bottle of the Great Plains bentonite and the brush. What's the technical name for the brush?
The Tampico skin brush.
Tampico skin brush. I have it, and it stimulates the lymphatic system. And your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump, and it flows upward. So the only way that lymph tissue gets moved through the lymphatic system is through exercise or, stimulating it. The brush, you gently, before you take a shower, you gently brush upward, up your legs, the bottom of your legs, your thighs. You can do it on your back, your chest, and it will stimulate the lymphatic system. The Tampico skin brush, Ziggy will get with not only the $25 gift card, but you get today, and today only. Sound like an infomercial. And today only, you're going to get a bottle of Great Plains bentonite and a brush. Speed dial me. We've got about a minute here before we go off air. If you get on before we go off, even if I'm signing off, if you catch it, we'll still give you credit. 877-897-8255. 877-897-8255. $25 gift card, Tampico skin brush, and a bottle of bentonite. Come on, you can do this. Yeah. Go to yerbaprima.com. I understand you're a little under the weather. I want to thank you for coming on, sick and all. We appreciate it, Zig.
Doc, it's always a pleasure being on your show, talking to your listeners, talking to yourself, talking to Gary. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we have viewers, too. We stream.
I like my picture up there, the Ziggy. I'm watching it as we speak.
Well, next time you come on, we can stream you live. All you need is a camera on your computer, and we can stream you live on 5 continents like we do every day to an average of 30,000 hits a day. Okay?
I'll make it happen.
Yeah, we'll get you some makeup, and we'll make you a movie star.
Hey, Doc, real quick, we've got a 12-minute piece that just aired on television yesterday. If people want to go to our Facebook page, Yerba Prima, check it out. It's a great educational piece. It talks about a lot of what we covered today.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. Have a wonderful weekend. Your health is your wealth. We have a winner.